Hanging out here at the 3-point line, shooting some hoop. I was just wondering, how far away is the basket on the 3-point line? So I Googled it and it said 23 feet 9 inches, or in other words, 23.75 feet. So as I went to take a shot, I realized there's no way that's right. It's got to be more than that. And it is more than that. The 23.75 feet measures from the center of the basket to the 3-point line. And that traces all the way around the 3-point line until you get here. And also traces all the way on this side until you get here. It gets shorter over here, but that's not really what I was concerned about. I was more concerned about when I was shooting from right here. And I don't doubt that this distance is 23.75 feet, but this is in a 2-dimensional world. If we look at this in a 3-dimensional world and zoom in, that 23.75 starts below the basket on the ground and goes to the shot on the ground. This is what is 23.75 feet. But the distance from the ground to the basket is equal to 10 feet. So what I'm actually interested in is this distance right here. How far is it from the 3-point line to the basket? And I recognize that this makes a triangle right here, and it ends up being a right triangle because this height right here is measured perpendicular to the floor. So if I called this side A, this side B, and this side C, I could do A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Luckily, before I actually started doing the math, I realized something. I am not shooting from the ground. I'm standing up and I'm shooting from here, basically with the ball right about the height of my head. So I need to take into account how tall am I. So I'm 6'6", or in other words, 6.5 feet. So in reality, this is the triangle we're really interested in. From here up to the basket and over to my hands. The base is still 23.75 feet, but the height is now 10 minus 6.5 feet, or in other words, 3.5 feet. This right here is still a right triangle. That didn't change. So I can still use A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I'll plug in 23.75 for the A, 3.5 for the B. Let's change this question mark into a C. 23.75 squared is equal to 564.0625 plus 3.5 squared, which is 12.25, and that's still equal to C squared. Add those together, we get 576.3125 equals C squared. Square root both sides and we get approximately 24.0065. So for me, when I'm shooting a 3-pointer on the line, I'm actually very close to 24 feet from the basket. How exciting.